Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Women's Issues in Social Work course. I'm Leah Doherty. I'm the instructor for this class. I'm going to start. Oh, there's a picture behind my head, and I'm trying to stay centered so that I don't have this strange uh, symbol, like big piece coming behind my head. Anyway, so I am the instructor for this course. I've been teaching this course for about 20 years off and on as an elective at Marywood. We have refined it over the years to continue to evolve with the practice wisdom and practice experience and to be what our students hopefully need to practice in 2018 and beyond. So I welcome your input and feedback throughout into what will make this, a useful learning experience for you. I think that the majority of the students are social work students in the course. I'm not sure. We may have a counseling human service person or an education person. I'm waiting to get all the forms back from all of you in terms of getting to know you, and then I'll know better, what the composition of the class is. So I will refer to practice with social work most often. If I find out that we have others in the class, then I will broaden how I speak to make sure that I'm inclusive for everyone. I'm looking at the picture here and I feel like my glasses are crooked. Um, Okay, I will try hard not to say a lot, but I think all of us do that to some extent. So, what I want to do is review the syllabus, just going over the assignments so that they're clear, because my experience is that when a faculty person writes a syllabus, it's as clear as mud. So, let me start by just saying hopefully you're in the right course. This is Social Work 908, Social Work Practice and Women's Issues. I'm Leah Doherty. You have my email and my cell phone number. Let me again, I know I've said this in some of the emails, but please, I do definitely prefer to be contacted via cell than Moodle or email, if that's possible for you. Uh, Texting is absolutely okay. Calling me is fine as well. I work half time at Marywood teaching, and then I work half time as a consultant to what's called the Continuum of Care for the balance of state counties, which is 33 counties in eastern Pennsylvania, working with the homeless service providers. So I'm on the road a lot, attending meetings, and so if you want to shoot me a text and then say, hey, I have a question or I need to talk, I can give you a time that I can call you back. Same thing, I asked all of you to reach out to me when you've had a chance to review the syllabus, just really because I want to get all of your numbers in my phone and just have an initial conversation to say, hi, how are you? Welcome to the class. Do you have any questions? I try very hard to make this an interactive experience, even though it is online. Uh, so there will be times when I will be asking you to call in, or we're going to have chat sessions through this course throughout the semester. I think there's 3 built into this particular course. I am doing 2 online courses. I'm doing women's issues and child welfare. So hopefully, if I'm ever doing something for this course, I won't call it child welfare. And when I'm doing something for the other course, I won't call it women's issues. I think there's at least one of you who's taking both courses, so we can be confused together, because the assignments are very similar across the 2 courses. Okay, so let me just go through the syllabus. So the description, this course builds on your other courses. Really, I look at an elective as an opportunity to bring together everything that you've learned in your core courses. So human behavior, policy, research, and your practice courses. This course will have a combination of students. We can have part-time advanced standing students, meaning people who are in their second year of the part-time program. We can have full-time advanced standing students, meaning people who are graduating in May. We have, oh, I don't know what happened there. So we have some students who are in their second year completing the full-time program and are taking an elective and will graduate in May. We have a few students who are coming into the program either as advanced standing or as new part-time students, and this may be their first class. So it's a wide range of who takes this elective course, particularly since it's online. And as I said, we may have some other degrees, counseling, human services, and education, who are taking this course. So the whole point is that we are looking at working with women and girls and how we can use the tools that we've learned in other courses to assist us in assessment and intervention. And that our work is influenced, how much of our work with an individual is influenced by their gender, and does it matter? And that's really what the readings the first week of the course are going to be about. Does gender really matter? You know, that whole concept of women are from Venus and men are from Mars, or vice versa, whichever one it was, in terms of how men and women communicate. Uh, you know, does that matter in our work with individuals? So we will look at the strengths and problems of women. What are the current issues facing women, not only in the US, but internationally? We'll look at recent research relating to this population. I'm going to spend a lot of time talking about evidence-based practice or evidence-informed practice, which I apologize if you've heard that that language is no longer allowed at the federal government level. You cannot talk about evidence-based practices. Uh, so if I don't want to be political in any way, and I respect whatever your political affiliation and who you support, but I will talk about the world according to Leah when I do some of my presentations that I'll record and share with all of you. And right now I'm fairly frustrated with the federal administration's policies regarding evidence-informed or evidence-based practices. So I'll talk more about that as the semester goes on. And we'll look at all kinds of diversity throughout this course. The rationale is that women do experience life differently, that women face oppression in various ways. And so we'll talk about interpersonal violence. We're going to talk about poverty and its impact on women differently. We're going to talk about women in the workplace. We're going to talk about women in health and mental health, behavioral health, and how that is different than the lived experience for males in this country and internationally. We will look for the ways in which you can engage in advocacy in the way and how policy informs practice and what policies are being put forward recently over the last couple of years and currently under this administration, both at the state and federal level. Okay, so the objectives: to understand the status within contemporary society as influenced by social, political, and economic structures. The ability to reflect upon your own personal experience. You're going to do an assignment where you look at your own life experience around gender and whether you're male or female. You've learned messages about what it means to be a girl, what it means to be a woman, what it means to be a man or a boy. The ability to identify issues that are of concern to women, whether they be legal or economic or health, and to analyze these across then other subcategories such as race or ethnicity, ability or sexual orientation, gender identity. The capacity to recognize institutionalized sexism, and where does that still exist? If you had asked me to talk about sexual harassment in the workplace 3 months ago, I would have had, a way in which to engage in that conversation. Today, it's very different. The Me Too movement and the number of women coming forward has changed the course and the dialogue. And so we're going to talk about what that means to us as practitioners, whether we're male or female, and to our clients that we work with, and to society as a whole. The ability to conduct assessments and how that will then drive your intervention. Okay. Okay. It just shut off, and I'm not exactly sure where it shut off, but I'm going to start with the book. The book is Kapala and Keetal, Handbook of Counseling Women, second edition. It is a new edition, so I apologize that it is a costly book, uh, but I think it's got a lot of good material in it. However, if renting it is more economic for you, that is perfectly okay to do as well. I will be supplementing it with some online readings, and we will also be reading a memoir or an autobiography, something that you will pick. That's something that you'll probably purchase like on Amazon or a similar service. Okay, so you'll see in the syllabus that there was only 2 weeks of course content provided. That is my approach to doing an online course where I only give you a week or two in advance the readings that are coming, because I need to have you engaged throughout the course as though it were you coming to class in a similar way. So this is not something that you can do all the work in 3 weeks and be done for the semester. It is built and designed so that there are assignments each week and readings each week that you do that week. Okay. If something is going on in life and you're going to struggle to get something done in a particular week, please just reach out to me and let me know, because I won't be meeting with you face to face and I won't know what's going on. But I don't want, life is what's happening while we're making other plans. So please just stay in communication with me if there are things going on in your life that impact your ability to stay present in this course. Okay, so the first week, actually, all weeks start on a Monday and end on a Sunday, just to be consistent, so that when I'm looking at, assigning things, I'm talking about a week of, and I'm always talking about something that begins on a Monday. So the first is the week of January 22nd, and there's an article on Moodle and chapter 1 of the text, which is written by kind of a guru in women and social work. So if you have a chance to Google her and just look at what she has contributed, I know as part of the chapter it talks about a group of women that met over the years and how many articles and books they contributed to women's issues and women in social work. They really are our foremothers in terms of identifying and understanding practice, social work practice, counseling practice with women. So I use that just as a backdrop to why we care about women's issues in social work. And then next week, we're going to talk about feminism and does it matter? And so one of my questions that you'll be talking about on the forum is, are you a feminist? Okay, then is the grading criteria on the next page of the syllabus, which is page 3. Okay, so there are 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. There are 9 different assignments, basically something almost every week of the semester. There are 4 discussion forums. If you've taken other courses, you may have utilized a discussion forum format. I'm very specific in what I'm looking for, so oh, I didn't put that in here. I will post information with a description of what the forums will be looking for. That'll be up on Moodle tonight. So they are spread out 1 per month. Then there are chats. I use Google Hangouts to do the chats. That way you can, if you have a smartphone, you can download the app on your phone and actually do it right from the phone. If you've never used Hangouts, it can be done on a computer, it can be done on a tablet, it can be done on a phone. If you've never used Hangouts before, it's about a 5-minute conversation with me so that I can help you set it up. And we'll do that over the next couple weeks. A current issue reaction paper where you're going to pull something from the media, current media, and there's some criteria that goes with that. Then we're going to do what's called an evidence-based practice brief. That's really a handout, almost like a flyer around an evidence-based practice. Then the evidence-based practice in the real world is a conversation that you're going to have with a classmate, and then you're just going to provide me a summary of that conversation. Then there's the initial and mid-semester check-ins, which is a conversation with me, so that's kind of like participation points. There'll be a policy assignment where we'll be looking at a state or federal policy in the last 5 years that relates to women or girls. And then there are two quizzes, each 10 points each, that will be drawn from the readings. And I will also use some licensure-like questions to teach you the format for licensure exams. And then at the end of the semester, like I said, you'll be reading a memoir, and there'll be a final chat related to the memoir. So I will be providing lots of information on all of these assignments. So there'll be, you'll have clarity into what's expected, and I will also be available, to answer questions. So I think that gives you a good overview of what the semester is going to look like. I will be putting more stuff up on Moodle over the next day or two. And I will also be putting, I think I've got the readings up for this week and next week. So I think we're good to get us through the first 2 weeks. And I'll be posting the forum questions early next week for the week of the 29th. So if you have any questions, I look forward to answering them and talking with all of you and getting to know all of you. And I guess that's a pretty good summary for the first video. And 16 minutes. That's not too bad. All right. Have a great night, everybody. Stay warm, stay safe, and talk to you soon.